Welcome Stephen, it's a pleasure to finally get a wee chance to sit down with you. Just want to ask you a few questions and get a wee chat with you. So, why you coming up?
I think we had a project at Broomhill and we wanted it to go a certain direction. Didn't quite materialise, and probably timing was a perfect thing, and come in at that time. And we felt as if it was a right fit. The club have kind of bent over backwards, and we said to them, look, we want to do things your way, and they backed that. So we've been really happy with the initial start.
Superb. Obviously, there's been a big transformation in the squad over the summer. I think you've only kept maybe 4 or 5 of the last season's squad, and obviously brought some of your boys in for Broomhill plus some others. Just wanted to talk about obviously the boys that's kind of come into the squad.
Well, I mean, we've done a lot of good work at Broomhill last year in terms of, having a young squad and developing them through. So we felt as if, we wanted to bring that with us, that work, and we've got some seriously good young players here. So we're hoping to kind of bring that on board. The guys that were here, obviously, we knew of them through the kind of junior ranks. We feel as if they were the best of that group, and they worked into the way we wanted to play. So we're trying to amalgamate all that together, and hopefully we can get a good blend.
You're bringing in boys like Joe McKee, Stefan McCluskey, Darren Brown, the Blair Curry boys that were obviously senior last season. How big an asset can they be to the dressing room and what's not to the younger boys as well?
As I say, it's a good blend, and like you say, Joe, even likes a big Alan, the new signings, Dykesy and Steph McCluskey, as you mentioned, they guys can be a good buffer for these younger players, and we feel as if we've got a real good balance to the squad, and hopefully, with the style of play that we want to play, and the help of the experienced players, but with the energy of the youth, we can really create something good.
Obviously, you've got your own backroom team with you as well. Craig McEwen, Stephen Bryceland, Lynn's obviously the physio, and David Johnston. So, obviously, how long you worked with they guys?
Well, I mean, we kind of came together last year at Broomhill, but some of them have been longer. Lynn, the physio, who's absolutely outstanding. I've known Lynn from my Kilburney days and took her to BSc. So I've worked with Lynn for a while. I really felt as if the dynamic with Craig last year worked really well. I mentioned about how we brought the young players through. I think he's got a big talent for being on the training ground, for developing these young players, and he's one that really helps me as well. He's a manager in his own right, so I think the two of us really work well together. Stephen Bryceland, he's more than a goalie coach. He's one that he does a lot of the analysis stuff. Obviously, he's great with the goalkeepers as well. What he's paid to do, but in terms of helping me as well, he's great for that. We've got David Johnson as an opposition analyst as well. So. Listen, I think we've brought good people on board, guys that are supporting me, which is great, and we're hoping it's going to work to help these players.
Superb. Obviously, pre-season is now done. What's the kind of key takeaways for pre-season, the games we played?
I think it's been a kind of mixed bag. I think the results have been decent. We played Linlithgow in the first game and drew 2 each, and I would like to have, they were probably 3 games in, I would like to have maybe played Linlithgow now, that we've got a few games under our belt. But the games after that, I thought especially against Lydrossan on Saturday, we really started to hammer home the ideas that were put across to the players. Not only that, but getting the basics right and the energy levels really up. I thought we'd done that in abundance on Saturday. So we've seen in glimpses the levels that we're looking for. So if we can continue kind of most of Saturday's performance coming into the league, I think we'll be in a good place. Albeit, the players know that we've been unhappy with a few things as well, and that's just kind of par for the course. As we've said, we've got a brand new squad coming together, and we're hoping that we can put all the good stuff in. You're never going to dominate a game for 90 minutes, but we want to try and dominate for large portions, and that's the challenge that we've set for the players.
So obviously the real stuff starts on Saturday. Pre-season's at the road, obviously. So what's your kind of aims and objectives for the season coming up?
I think when you look at aims and objectives, you've always got big ones. You've always got, listen, you want to be as ambitious as you can be. But through my experience, I think the first objective is Benburb. That's as far as our thoughts go. We know they've been under a previous regime under Paul Liverin, and now it's changed under Marty Campbell, and they've got new players on board, and maybe going to play a different style. So we're aware of that. We'll prep the boys tonight for that, and we've had a good training session. So all we can do is look at the short term, and I think that's how you get longer term results, is concentrating and doing the short term well. And I think that's what we need to concentrate on, one game at a time. I know it's an old cliche, but it's effective. It's an old cliche for a reason, because it's lasted the test of time, and that's one that we'll employ.
Superb. Before you go, just maybe a wee message to the fans.
Yeah. Well, what I'll say, I mean, in the friendlies that we've seen so far, the fans have come out in barrel loads already just for friendlies, so it's been really exciting for us to see them like that. What I will say is, we're building a new team, we're playing a new style, and I would kind of plead to the fans to say, coming back the players, there will be mistakes. There might be games where we're not quite at the level because of it is a new team. So what I would say is show a bit of patience, but I would also say to them, be excited, because I think we're meaning business. We want to be competing at the top end of the league. There's obviously teams a couple of years ahead of us in terms of where they are with their squads and the experience that they've picked up in the league. But I think we've recruited really well. We've had a very good pre-season, and the boys have really bought into what we want. So we're hoping we can repay the fans. And ultimately, the mantra we want here is to create a team that's going to make the town proud, and that's what we're looking to do.
Superb, Stephen. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the supporters alike to say obviously we've been really impressed with what we've seen so far, and I'm quite sure everybody's really excited for the upcoming season.
Hope it continues.